Hello everyone and welcome back to another video about Star Wars Unlimited. About a week ago there was a PQ in Copenhagen, and for you who are new to the game, PQ stands for Planetary Qualifier, which is an official tournament from FFG. And there were a bunch of people from my local play group that were going there. They are super experienced card game players, so they were there to compete and to win it all. And I thought that I would tag along and just look at the event and try to learn some. But they convinced me that if I am going there to watch, I should also sign up and play because it's fun. So I did. So my first ever tournament in a TCG was a PQ in Star Wars Unlimited. So when I went there, I didn't have any illusions to win or anything. I mean, that was my ambition, but not my goal. My goal was to win at least one game. So how did I do that? Well, first of all, I went with a Rey Tarkintown deck. And as you know, I have been playing a lot of Rey. I really like Rey as a leader, so I went with that. And the deck I went with is a fairly standard deck. I took two different decks that other people have played and I merged them to fit my playstyle a little bit better. And it's a very standard deck in some aspects here. You have the first ordinary cards that you usually see, R2-D2 and Sabine as the starters, and the restored Arc who can restore. Then you ramp up to Yoda, and then you go to Village Protectors, you come up to Kanan Jarrus and K2, and then it's Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker, and Krayt Dragon. It's a very common lineage and progression in a Rey deck. Actually, no matter if you play Rey Red, Rey Green, or Rey Blue. There were some things I put in here though that I did because it fits my playstyle. I, for instance, put in a Green Squadron A-Wing, so I have 4 different cards that I can use as a first turn play. So R2-D2, the Restored Arc, the Green Squadron A-Wing, and Sabine Wren. I also put in the tech here. Some decks don't have this, but I really like to have that. Since I'm still new to the game, I still struggle with what cards to resource in the beginning. So I think tech is a nice card to have, so I can put it in there and use my resources and to play the cards with Smuggle. So I really like that. I also put in the Jedi Lightsaber. I see some decks that doesn't have that, but I really like that. And one of the reasons is because Rey is a fairly weak leader when she comes out. She's at 2/6, which is a little bit weak to be honest. But if you put the lightsaber on her, she becomes a 5/9, which is really good to be honest. So that's good. And the Village Protectors, I always have that in a blue deck. Always have that because I think that is one of the better cards there is in the game. That together with Obi-Wan makes a good defense when Rey flips out. And then of course you have Luke Skywalker too. Like Luke Skywalker is a good way to really make some damage to the opponent. And also if he comes out and he can be together with Rey, they restore 6 every turn, which is massive. And putting out Krayt Dragon is most often ending the game, but not always. Sideboarding, I put in Moisture Farmer, and that's because I want an early restore when you play opponents that are real fast, like Sabine, for instance. It's nice to have to start restoring straight on. I put in some disabling Fang Fighters for the more controlly deck, or for decks like Bosk that puts on a lot of upgrades on your units. So the disabling Fang Fighter, when played, you can defeat an upgrade, which is really good. I put Open Fire in the sideboard. In most Rey decks that I see, they have that in the main deck, but I seldom play it because I think it's a little bit expensive. So I usually just resource it. So I put in Daring Raid instead, which is a 1-cost card and it deals 2 damage to a unit or a base. I don't know if it's as good, but I use it a lot more, so I think it fits me better. I also put in a Neem Outpost Constable here, which is another Sentinel, which can be nice when you play against fast decks, again, like Sabine. I have the Village Protectors and Obi-Wan, but it's kind of nice to have the Neem Outpost Constables. I most often switch out the K2 to the Neemas, so I also have Fell Dragon here. I don't know why I have that, because I already have one in here, but it's for the villain index to have big units like Darth Vader and Maul and Snoke and stuff like that. So I can put that in. Pillage, another card that is a staple card in most main decks, but again, I think it's a little bit expensive, but against control decks, it's a fairly good card to use. Also, I put in Senatorial Corvette here. I think it's a really, really good space card. In space, I have the Sentinel, the Concordant Interceptors, and the Redemption that I use because this is not a space deck, but they can provide a little bit of protection. But sometimes if there's a lot of space units, it can be good to put this in because it's a good card. It's a 5 cost, it has a 5/4 stat, which I think is pretty good. But then again, I am very new to the game still, so this is my analysis, and I think there are other people that are way better at the game that have another analysis maybe. And maybe you can have some ideas about this deck that I came in with, so please let me know that in the comments. But so how did it go in the PQ? Well, there were 6 rounds of Swiss, and then there was a top 8 after that, but I didn't qualify for that. So my 6 matches, I started out with a Cad Bane blue. This was a really rough matchup for me, and no matter what I put out there, he just took it away, and he just totally controlled the game. Also, I got to know afterwards that it was against Steven, which is one of the better players, local players in Denmark. And you can also listen to him in the podcast Nordic Takedown. He talks, when they talk about the Copenhagen PQ, he actually talks a little bit about our game. He's super experienced, and he helped me a lot, and he really rooted for me and boosted me mental-wise, and he was such a nice guy, but it was ruthless. I had nothing to do in this matchup. Second game, I went against Sabine Wren with an ECL, Energy Conversion Lab. When my friends heard that, they were like, oh no. But actually, I think Sabine Wren is fairly easy to meet with my Ray deck. And I also went 2-0 here, so it was fairly easy for me. This was a very new player. He was as new as I am. He played well, but I didn't have too much of a trouble to win this, to be honest. So that felt well. Also, I managed to reach my goal with 1 win for the day, so that's good. Third round, again, Cad Bane blue. Again, a super rough matchup for me, but this was way more even. And we went 1-1, and then we went almost on time, the third match. So I just gave him the win because he was before me there. And I think if we have continued playing after time, I think he would have won. But that was a tight game. It's way more, I did way better here than in the first game. In the third game, I went against a Bosk green ECL. This was also one of those games I had nothing to put up against that. He was experienced, the deck was super good, and he just knew what card I have, and whatever I did, he just took it away, and he just put on bounties on everything. So I had nothing to do in this matchup. It was super rough. Super nice guy though, and we talked a lot after we were done with the game, and he helped me a lot how to think about certain things and helped me to understand the Bosk deck very well. So super nice guy. Fifth game, again a Bosk, this time a blue Bosk. This was a little bit better matchup for me, or I don't think it was a better matchup, but I did better. It might have been because I got some insight in the Bosk in my fourth game, so I did a little bit better here. So I won the first game, and the second game he won, and then we went to time, and again I had nothing to answer his onslaught, so I just gave him the third game because he was also doing good in the tournament and I was not. So I was like, well, you can have the win, it's fine, I cannot do anything. If we would have continued playing again, he would have won for sure. So he got that. Last game was again about Cad Bane blue. So I had 3 Cad Bane blue out of 6 matches. This was really rough because this is a hard matchup for me. Again, 0-2. I had in the first game I gave him a fairly good match, but I lost it, and in the second game he just crushed me. I had nothing to do there. So yeah, it was not like result wise, it wasn't a great day, but I had an awesome day. It was a long day though. I left home at 6 in the morning and I came home after midnight, so 1 in the morning. So it was a very, very long day, but I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and the community is absolutely amazing. So all of the players I played against, they helped me. We talked, and they helped me afterwards. And like, if you would have done this, this would have happened. And they told me about their decks, how they work, so I could learn more about that. So absolutely awesome. Everybody shared a lot, and it was a great day, to be honest. You can also listen more about this when we talk about the PQ Copenhagen in our podcast. Always tell me the odds. Me together with Dragonfly, we talk about our experience there, and so the link to that episode is in the show notes. So again, this was the deck that I went with. I'm very happy with the deck, and I think it would have done better if I was more experienced. So I will continue playing this deck, maybe do some changes, we'll see. But I'm also building new decks now because I want to like try out new stuff. And we also have a new set coming up in March, so we'll see what's happening. But I will for sure continue playing this deck. And I will also put up a video where I do more games with this one, probably on Carabast or so you can see how it works. But if you have any ideas on this, how to improve this deck a little bit, or if you're curious and have some questions about it, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you appreciate it. And again, just write things in the comment if you have anything to say, and like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon again. Bye bye.